No one cares what you do as much as you think. That's the message from the moon on this Libra New Moon we have October 21st, 2025. Wow. Libra is the sign all about balance, and it really doesn't want to upset the apple cart or disrupt the status quo. But this Libra New Moon is also very clearly positioned to have us all dreaming for more for our lives, and then feel like we'll make everyone angry if we actually achieve it. Lovely, huh? It's okay. Today we're going to talk about how you can go for those dreams and feel great about it no matter what anyone else says or does. Hi, I'm Laura Custo, and I am the Moon Phase Astrologer and your life strategist for rhythmic living. Each week, I help you use the lunar cycles to make sense of the world, to help calm down what modern life has become and reconnect with your own inner timing. Here's the thing, the moon has a rhythm that is pulsing through every single one of us. We've just never been taught to hear it. So in that vein, if you haven't yet, I want to encourage you to go grab my free guide. It's called the Moon Phase Compass. You can grab that over at lauracusto.com/guide and just pop in your email and I'll send it right to your inbox. But in that guide, I break down the moon's rhythm, the one that we can't hear, and I teach you how to hear it, as well as how to work with it. It's simple, foundational knowledge that will enable you to start working with the moon's energy right away. And here's the best part. The moon's rhythm repeats every month, so the guide will never become irrelevant. You can use it every single month, and it's totally free. Again, that's at lauracusto.com/guide. There'll also be a link for that at the top of the show notes. All right, let's dig into this Libra New Moon and this whole idea of wanting more out of life and why that's really okay. It all starts with the moon's message here. No one cares as much as you think they do. I actually read a bumper sticker of all things along these lines a couple of weeks ago. It said something like, "Don't care what people think of you." They don't do it that often. And as we have a new moon here, a time when we are called to dream and set new goals and really get into the good energy of those dreams, letting negative thoughts of what others think creep in and negatively impact that whole experience, that really brings things down, and it is not how we want to be setting intentions. So let's talk about this new moon. Let's talk about the energies that are at play, which are bringing this message forth, and what to do about it. All right, so why it's okay to want more out of life. Here are a few steps to reconciling this. First of all, step 1, recognize that everyone only knows who you have been. This is a really, really basic point. The first time I heard it, it blew my mind because it was so simple. And I was really shocked that I hadn't put 2 and 2 together before. But here's the thing. When we set new goals or we set about to make a change in our life, those closest to us are bound to have a few words about it. And maybe more than a few, if who we say we want to become differs greatly from the person they know us to be. The gap in that difference is precisely why. They only know you as the you that you've been. They don't know a version of you that resembles this person you say you want to become. So that disconnect makes them really uncomfortable. And here's why this is coming up on this new moon. It's opposed Chiron. Now, Chiron I don't talk about a whole lot. It's an asteroid that sits between Saturn and Uranus. And it represents our deepest core wounding. In the eons that astrology has been studied, the Chiron placement typically points to something that we loved that was taken away from us when we were younger. Now, it could have been a dream to become a dancer, and someone shattered that dream before you were even old enough to drive yourself to dance class because you were told about how hard it is to make a living at being a dancer. Or maybe you dreamt of becoming a doctor, but someone told you that you were weird for wanting to do that because you would have to be around blood all the time, so you abandoned that dream. Again, it could be something really well-intentioned, Or it could be just a silly joke that someone made, but you had a dream and you abandon it. And here's the thing, at this new moon with Chiron directly opposite it, as above, so below, it has the potential to bring up dreams that you've long since forgotten because of something someone said or did to discourage you. And because it's in the sign of Libra, which is about keeping the balance, that old memory of what will people think is likely to come up. Now, there is an area of life also where this new moon will be focused based on your unique astrology chart. And that'll be the area of life that Libra oversees for you. Now, if you know about astrology and you have your chart, go grab it and see what area of life Libra represents for you. Does it oversee your love life, your finances, your career, your home, right? There's 12. Go find it and then set those intentions in that area of life, because that's the area of life that is most supported and will continue to be supported as we see this whole moon family unfold in this area of Libra over the next couple years. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I have a couple of ways that I can help you with that. The first is through an online short course that I developed called the Moon Map. In this course, I'll take you through the steps, very easy, step by step by step, to help you get your map, which is really this mapping of every astrology sign to every single area of life. So you'll learn what area of life Libra oversees and be able to work with this new moon, but you'll also be able to work with every single moon phase for the rest of your life. That is at lauracusto.com/map. Now, the other way I can help you is through my monthly membership called Moon Chat. And with Moon Chat, you get your moon map, but you also, every single moon phase, will receive an email a couple of days before the phase, letting you know what astrology sign it's in, what area of life it oversees, key dates tied to that moon phase, as well as just a simple step-by-step on how to work with the energies and a little bit of the summary of this video. It is spoon-fed guidance right when you need it, custom for you. You can check that out at lauracusto.com/membership. And I'll also put a link for those at the top of the show notes if you'd like to check them out. All right. So this is step one. Recognize that everyone only knows you as the you that you've been. And that's the source of their discomfort now. And also, this new moon may be bringing up discomfort that you perceived others to feel at a time in the past when you shared another dream of yours, which was squashed. Okay, let's move on to step two. Recognize that expansion is hardest at the beginning. And we have some astrology helping us make this point now here too. I mentioned Chiron opposing the moon, which is giving us this potential to see some old dreams resurface. But we also have Jupiter in an angle of tension to this new moon. And what that is doing is creating this sense of, I want more from life. I know I'm capable of more. And being able to get really excited and even confident in that. But at the same time, Jupiter and the moon are also giving us this feeling of, ooh, but what if I fail? What if I do that and then I lose all these friends? What if I can't get back to the way life used to be? So we literally have a planet sitting here and causing us to work through these feelings right at the moment when we are being called to dream them. It's forcing us to work with this challenge early on. It's forcing us to face it and address it as we're putting pen to paper and setting these new goals. In that sense, I really, really think it's a gift. Yes, I know it is more work. It's testing you at the very beginning, but it's giving you the gift of working through some of the really hard stuff first. Quite honestly, it's testing you to see if you really want it. And going back to Chiron, if it's something from the past that is surfacing, this Jupiter aspect's working on that too. It's saying, I know you wanted this a long time ago. Do you still? Are you really sure? Reconciling that risk, quote unquote, of what you may lose and finding your way through to options that only please and excite you for these intentions. That's what this is about. Jupiter here it's really, really there to help you get your body fully on board and excited about your new moon intentions. Okay, step 3, recognize that everyone is doing the same thing. What is coming to mind here for me is another saying that I heard long ago. Everyone in the world is playing the leading role in the movie of their life, and we're all just supporting characters in their lives. So what I'm getting at here is that while we may think that others are watching us constantly and overanalyzing our every move to the degree that we overanalyze our every move, well, they aren't. They just aren't. They're sitting there doing the same thing with respect to their life that you are doing in yours. They're thinking about their hopes and dreams. They're having their own emotional responses to life. And just like you, they're working with the energy of this new moon too. But they don't know about the energies like you do now. You're sitting here, you've listened to this whole video up until this point. You're much more equipped to navigate this new moon and these challenging energies, the tension, the discomfort that may surface. Finally, I want to get back to Libra and Libra energy because this is really beautiful. Even though we have these challenging aspects with Chiron and Jupiter, the sun and the moon are in Libra. Libra is all about balance, justice, fairness, and beauty. It's a sign ruled by Venus, after all. And Libra is also an air sign, which means it's very intellectual. And so the sun and the moon here, as you're sitting down to dream and set these new intentions where you want more out of life, right? But perhaps you're afraid to really get behind them and really get into the energy of them for all the reasons we've discussed here. Well, Libra wants that to be reconciled now. It wants you to find a way to go after your dreams wholeheartedly while also integrating the fact that it may upset others at first. It wants you to claim your big dream and feel it to the core of your being because it is yours. And because it wants every single other person on this planet to do the exact same thing. Because if we're all chasing what inspires us and what makes us feel more alive, then we have a planet full of people operating in really healthy vibrations. And that is what will move our world in a positive direction. So, by chasing your dreams wholeheartedly, you're actually doing everyone a favor. And you're setting a really great example too. All right, that is how to reconcile when you want more out of life by working with this Libra new moon. Now, if you've been watching for a while, you know that this year is really big. There's a lot of shifting and shedding of the old. Things that are not solid are falling apart and falling away. You know, that was our last quarter energy of last week, and it's really important. If we want the new to come in, we have to have space for it. And at the same time, a week later, we get these new moons where we get the opportunity to plant new seeds in the space that we've created by doing our release work on the last quarter. It's really just such a beautiful cycle. So I hope this has been helpful, and I hope you're feeling really inspired to work with the energies of this Libra new moon. Work through some tension for the benefit of the future you, and set some really great intentions that inspire you. And with that, I would love to hear from you. You know, is something coming up related to that Chiron energy of an old passion that you felt you had to abandon? Do you see some tension that exists between you and your dreams? You know, and you're like, oh, that's that Jupiter energy. Do you see the purpose of Jupiter here? I'd love to know. So whatever's coming up for you, please share by adding a comment below. All right, I'm sending you lots of love and support on this Libra new moon. Dream big. Help the world out by being the best you, raising our vibration and setting a great example. All right, until next week, take care.